and make you feel like you belong? Well, enter Tesa and Miriam, who believe that a brand should have its purpose at the center, and from there, direct everything else that they're doing. This is a topic very dear to my heart, so I'm very much looking forward to learn their process of translating purpose into action.
If your brand was a movie, what type of movie would it be? Would it be a romance, a thriller, a comedy? And who would you cast? But most importantly, what story would it tell? How would it connect with your audience? How would they feel when they left the theater? If you don't have a story to tell, then your movie only exists as a fleeting moment with no meaningful impact on those who experience it. Your brand purpose is like a script to a movie. It helps you make the right decisions for your brand. And as a bonus, it helps doing it in such a way that it ensures the brand has a positive impact on the world. We'll get back to that in a second, and also to the question of whether tech can actually help us find belonging, and what avocado smoothies have got to do with it. But first, let's start out with our own stories. I'm Miriam, and my story is that a couple of years ago, a coach told me that he had this image of me as a pirate, standing on my ship, staring into the horizon, ready to take on the world. Because, he explained, I value autonomy a great deal, but I'm also really loyal. I need my crew members around me. And most importantly, I want to challenge the status quo. For some reason, that image resonated a lot with me. Now, obviously, my purpose as a pirate mostly steers clear of pillaging. By challenging the status quo of the industry, I hope to make us all collectively realize that we have a bigger responsibility, that we can use our power to create a positive impact in the world. And that's the main reason why I asked Tesa to do this talk together.
Over the past few years, I have spent a lot of time trying to translate my personal brand values into action. But when it comes to naming my purpose, I struggle. It's easy to put limitations on your personal brand purpose by thinking about what you can't do or what you should not do. But when you focus on what you should do and what you will do, you can name it and claim it with more confidence. My personal mission is to empower the next generation and to build communities that can move the world forward. Building digital platforms and communities have fueled my ability to fuel this mission. Once you know what your purpose is, there will be little that can stand in your way of going after it. And our purpose today is to convince you to see that brand purpose is actually something more than just marketing fluff. That is the story that we want to tell.
There are a lot of misconceptions around what a brand purpose is, and a lot of different definitions. So let's start with the basics. Any of you who've tried doing improv theater know that despite amazing talent and lots of practice, it often ends up being a bit absurd. We know that, and still a lot of what we do in our professional lives is pretty close to improv. We cross our fingers, we jump into it, and then we hope that all the other people on stage are moving in more or less the same direction as we are. We're all trying to tell a story with our brands. We want to touch the hearts and minds of people and connect with them through universal human truths. But we sometimes forget that in order to do that, in order to truly connect with people, everybody involved in the brand, and that means the entire organization and all the various partners, everybody needs to be acting from the same script. A brand purpose is that script. Because like a script on a production set, a brand purpose helps you make the right decisions for your brand. And as a bonus, it helps doing it in such a way that it ensures the brand also has a positive impact on the world. Now, you can actually make movies without a script, just as you can make brand strategies without a purpose. but we don't advise it for a number of different reasons. The first one is it informs the production. A brand purpose makes sure that everybody involved in the brand, everybody working for and with the brand, they know what story they're trying to tell, who the hero is, what the plot is, and what ending they're working towards. Like a script, a brand purpose helps you make the right decisions. And when everybody knows what story they're trying to tell, then everybody can pull in the same direction to make it come to life. And with everybody, we actually do mean everybody. This is not just a marketing script, but we'll get back to that as well. The second reason is it helps connect with the audience. When writing a script, you need to think about what emotional response you want your audience to have. What is the fundamental human theme that stays with them? It can be about the big questions we ask ourselves as human beings, or it can be about smaller everyday conflict. But a good script stays with you. It stays with you beyond the story told, beyond the characters, and beyond the plot. It connects with you on a deeper level. In the same way, a brand purpose can help your brand become meaningful to your audience beyond the product and beyond the latest activation. And finally, it helps create a shared language. A script not only informs the production, it also informs how everybody who's involved in the production speaks about the movie. It sets the tone and it helps people in different roles understand each other better. Just as a brand purpose helps people across the company understand each other better. And that makes it easier to build on each other, to power cross-functional development, and to drive initiatives. And after all, that's what makes the difference in the long run. At the end of the day, the consumers don't care if one thing is owned by the marketing department and another one by communications or customer service. All they see is a brand. And that brings us to some of the most common misconceptions around what a brand purpose is. A brand purpose is not a campaign. Now, in the wake of consumers asking for brands to step up and take more responsibility, we've seen a surge in purpose campaigns. And if you do have a brand purpose, then you should obviously use that as a foundation for your communications. But communication is only a small part of what builds a brand, and an even smaller part of a brand strategy. A brand purpose needs to be backed up with action across the entire organization. Only expressing your brand purpose in a campaign is like only doing the trailer to your movie. It doesn't mean you've actually made a movie. It means you've been bragging about making it. And that's why a brand purpose should never be solely owned by the marketing department, or any other department for that matter. A brand purpose is about making a positive impact. So far, so good. But for some reason, that is often translated into corporate social responsibility. The greener, the better. The thing is, it's not for every brand to save the world or to make it greener. And a positive impact can also be about something much closer to everyday life. Like when Lego wants to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow. Or when Nike wants to inspire us all to move. What characterizes these two companies is that their purpose is close to home. It starts with the product. You need to stick to your genre. If what you do is comedy, then you better have a really good reason for suddenly moving into a zombie apocalypse. Now, who remembers that movie with the really meaningful story and all of those funny characters that never actually made it to the screen? Nobody. Because no one saw it. The really magical thing here is that if you actually use your brand purpose as a script to guide your decisions across the company, you'll enable the whole company to pull in the same direction to bring that brand story to life. And you'll be able to do it in a way that creates a positive impact in the world, that connects with your audience on a deeper level, and has a positive impact on your business. But now for the bad news. Applying this approach to brand purpose means that once you've defined your purpose, that's when the hard work really starts. Everybody who's been involved in a film production knows this. Once the script is done, that's when you have to start looking for the right actors to bring your characters to life. Then you have to get the whole production lined up, sorting out everything from styling to set design. And then comes the production itself, with budgets running over and staff demanding better fruit bowls. It's really hard work. And that's probably the biggest misconception around a brand purpose. It's not done once it's defined. That's just the beginning. To shed a light on that, let's take a closer look at Discord.
Discord was founded in 2015 as a communication service for gamers. The service was built to give people the opportunity to talk via voice or video while they played video games. And at the time, most gamers used Skype or TeamSpeak, and actually Discord's first tagline was, "It's time to ditch Skype and TeamSpeak." This line is playful, but it has a clear point of view. It really captures that unique way that we communicate with the folks that use our service. Today, Discord has more than 140 million monthly active users from all over the world. We're lucky to have a truly devoted community who spend more than 4 billion minutes a day using our service. Now, if Discord were a movie, it would most likely be an indie comedy. It's quirky, funny, and feel good. It's one of those niche movies that quickly had a cult following and then is now in wide release with breaking box office records. We speak to the edges in a way that makes everybody feel good. It's not highbrow niche. It's not Kieslowski. It's actually more like a Coen film. If Discord were a movie, there might be some insider references that you don't get, but it doesn't matter because you love it just the same. And this ad is a really good early example of that.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Why are you being stubborn? Why won't you use Discord? Just because it's new? Just because it's fancy and you don't want to use it? That's like your mom coming in your room and being like, "Yo, here's a new vacuum cleaner to clean your room, child. It's brand new and it's got all these awesome buttons and things." And you're like, "No, mom, I got a broom. I'm gonna use this broom to clean my room, mom." That's stupid. Don't be stupid. Don't use a broom. Use Discord.
One of the reasons why Discord has such a strong narrative, even from the beginning, is because our narrative is based on really strong values. If your purpose is your script, your values are the main characters. They're what the script and the story are based around. So your brand values become your foundation. Discord's brand values are playful, original, relatable, and reliable. Playful means adding fun, throwing a handful of confetti over people's lives. Original is about valuing and celebrating unique perspectives. Relatable, because we strive for inclusivity and we understand and welcome everyone just as they are. And then finally, reliable, because we believe that being dependable and consistent and acting with integrity are the foundations of real connections and great relationships. Our brand values, tone of voice, and many ways of connecting on our platform are what have attracted people way beyond the gaming community. Over the past 18 months, Discord has become this place where people bond over shared interests. It could be anything from eating spicy food to collecting houseplants, making garlic bread, or even sharing cat memes. Anything and everything in between. Today, there are millions of servers on Discord ranging from small communities of friends to hundreds of thousands of people coming together around a shared interest. It is extremely humbling for us to see how big a difference Discord is actually making in the lives of people on our platform. When we asked what Discord meant to them, a surprising number of people answered family or home or everything. And then there was this one person who answered sandwich, which is also very Discord. So when we set out to do our brand repositioning about 6 months ago, we started talking to people and doing a deep dive consumer insight study with our partners at B&A. And we wanted to find out how people see the world and is there a new way for Discord to fit in it? Also, what are the motivations that drive people to come to Discord and why do they come back? What we found is that people come to Discord for specific interests like playing games, school projects, and creative collaboration. But they stay on Discord because they find belonging. They stay because to them, Discord feels like home, like a family-owned pizza place or a song that brings back good memories or like chocolate. And everybody loves chocolate. These conversations with our community helped us to understand and really define that script to our movie or our brand purpose. And that is Discord creates space for people to find belonging. Not space like a single destination, but space like making room for everybody, no matter what their interests are. Belonging is our protagonist, and it's what we fight for, and what we fight against is isolation. So we asked ourselves, what are we trying to achieve with this script? What is the thing that people will talk about after the movie is over, and would they give it 5 stars and recommend it to a friend? For Discord, our goal is to make the internet more human, and by human, we mean inclusive and generous and open. But no, technology can't make us find belonging. Humans together can. As a tech company, we work hard every day to make our product work for people, to create a platform that enables them to find belonging with each other. Because if there's one thing that we've learned from talking to our community, it is that Discord is not and should not be the hero of the story. That role belongs to our community members. Now, we already established that once the script is written, that's when the hard work begins. The next task is to map out what the story means for every function within the company. What consequences will it have for product development, or for workplace culture, or for communications, and so on? And what actions and initiatives are required to prove it to all of these functions? Resolve all of that, and then, and only then, will your movie be ready to run. So with Discord, we have 3 principles that guide the production of our movie, and they outline how we create space for people to find belonging. Number 1, open the doors to our theater. If we're about belonging, we need to make sure that people feel welcome, not just our core audience of gamers, but for broader audiences that recently found us during the pandemic. We need to be so inclusive that no one feels like an outsider. So we need to speak to the edges. And one way of proving this is through representation, through diversity of talent, the people that we choose to feature on our platform. We want everybody, no matter their background, their race, ethnicity, sexuality, or interest, to feel represented. Number 2, make sure the seats are comfortable. In order for people to feel at home and able to connect, we need to create safe spaces for them. Discord is the polar opposite of the curated internet personas that are sometimes made on other social media platforms. If you are not free to be you, you won't engage in authentic relationships. The most important place to prove that is the product or the platform itself. So we follow 2 key principles when building out those safe spaces. The first one is opt-in. So nothing happens on Discord without you, the user, opting into it. So you opt into servers, to channels, notifications, and contact with other users. And you do that with your preferred level of anonymity. Which brings me to our second principle, which is your anonymity is paramount on Discord. So your data is your data. We don't store it, we don't use it in any shape or form. Another example of how we work towards creating safe spaces is we have our Moderator Academy, which server moderators can get training on how to ensure that their servers live up to the community guidelines, and keep everyone safe. Number 3 is keep the popcorn coming, making sure that everyone is having a good time. So on Discord, we want to make sure that we can help ignite quality conversations and inspire shareable moments, because that's when people suddenly find belonging in a place that maybe they would have thought they could not. Like a place that celebrates shared passion for avocado smoothies. And this is a true story. These 2 users have now been a couple for 3 years. Or others who have found themselves bonding over whether water is wet or not. So this is also a true story, but we're not sure if there's a romantic connection. So stories like these inspire us to make every new feature launched on Discord something that increases the quality of social interaction. Whether it's a functional product feature or a new activity, the social interaction should always take the center stage.
So, coming back to the definition. When we say a brand purpose is like a script to your brand movie, then we actually mean it quite literally. It should be based on your core values, the main characters of your story. It should be a directional device that makes it easier for you to make decisions on internal as well as external activities. And it should be the common narrative structure that helps everybody in the company speak the same language, gather around a common goal, and pull in the same direction. And that's how a brand purpose transcends marketing fluff and actually delivers business value, not to mention a positive impact on the world. Here are 3 pieces of advice to make your brand purpose come to life. Number 1, involve senior leadership. Your company's brand purpose is instrumental to the business. It needs to be driven and supported by the entire executive team, not only by the marketing or communications teams. Number 2, implement your brand purpose throughout the organization. Involve employees and key stakeholders to make sure it's done in the most meaningful way and that it translates into tangible actions across functions. And number 3, activate your brand purpose across all functions and touchpoints. Make sure it's backed up not only by powerful storytelling, but also, and most importantly, by proof and actions. And finally, one very important lesson from Discord. You don't have to be the hero of the story to make the world a better place. But you do have to prioritize making a positive impact, if you hope to make one at all. Thank you.